Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I review and unbox subscription boxes here on my channel, and today I have one of your favorites and one of mine as well. It is the always wonderful My Ireland box, which is sent to me for review all the way from Dingle, Ireland. Now I will tell you that this is actually the August box. I did receive it at the very end of August, and I know many of you have already received your September boxes because they ship them a little bit early because of all the stuff that's going on with tariffs and customs and shipping. But I have not received mine yet, and we're still in the first week of September. I'm not worried, but I wanted to share the August box with you in the meantime, and then you will just have to see the September box very soon, and of course that is the coveted sheep box. My Ireland box has also assured us that they are going to be able to continue their international shipping. A lot of us have been waiting with bated breath to find out what's going to happen. I know that even some boxes have paused their shipping to the US because the de minimis exemption was ended preemptively, or a lot sooner than was expected, back on August 29th. So that has added to the cost of shipping. And a lot of boxes don't want to pass a lot of that cost on to you. My Ireland box, I did see a story. I'm sure she has it updated on the website as well, and I'm sure that she's already contacted all of the existing subscribers. But it looks like they have worked everything out with their shipping companies, their carriers, and it looks like it'll only be an additional $3.60 per package. So really reasonable to still be able to get your wonderful items from Ireland. So the box right now, as of filming, is $53.49 per month, and the shipping is $18.75. I'm not sure if that $3.60 is going to be added onto the box cost or onto the shipping cost, or if it's just going to be a whole separate cost, but just factor that in your mind. But also remember that if you haven't subscribed yet, you can get $5 off using the code MAUI, M-A-U-I. I'll leave that information for you in the description box below. But yes, definitely if you are purchasing anything internationally these days, make sure that you read all the fine print and see what's going on and how that cost is going to be passed on to you, if at all. So let's go ahead and get into our lovely August box. This one is pretty hefty, which usually means that there's a baking mix inside, which makes me, one, very excited because I love all of the baking mixes and Irish treats that we receive in this lovely box, but also because I do take photos of this box and I am a little bit behind on my photography. And I mean, it's been going on for the past 2 years now. Instagram, for whatever reason, that particular account, the editing tools in Instagram are really like messed up. Like they really overexpose the images that I do, no matter whether I edit them beforehand or edit them in the app. So I'm always struggling with that, to have like quality images for you and the boxes that I work with. But I do still post over on my @Maui_Noel account, so I would love to see you over there. And that account will probably shift in the coming months and years, just because I am not doing as much product photography anymore. So if you have any ideas for what you would like to see over on that social media account, really it's the only other one that I have for this channel, aside from my Facebook account, which we just use for the No Bot Nook, which is our private Facebook group for this channel. So if you would like to see more like updates, there's probably not going to be like a lot of styling, just because I try to keep my home a little bit private and also have a really small home. But if there's anything else that you would like to see, like taste tests, I've done that a little bit, please let me know in the comments over there on Instagram. I would love that engagement there, or of course in the comments right here. So let me see. First, I always have to find the booklet, and of course the booklet is a key signature item in every My Ireland box. So this one says that the August theme was "As the Kettle Sings in the Irish Cottage," and these are always just a labor of love from Catherine. You can see all the beautiful images. This has stories and history and tradition, current goings on throughout Ireland. She really puts her heart and soul into this booklet, and I know that some of you pore over it. Some of you really just read the Let's Meet the Makers section, which is what I focus on for these unboxings. But whatever it is, just know that this is an integral part of the box. And if you do ever have time, and we don't get a lot of like fun glossy magazines, I feel like these days, in the mail or at the supermarket, I highly suggest it's very fun to have that tactile experience of reading through something, and it really allows you to see more value and really savor all of the joy that every My Ireland box brings. It says, let's see, let me first read about the booklet, because usually she says a little something. In this month's Irish Cottage booklet, I take you along to the home of Nell, a wise and warm Irish grandmother who welcomes us with open arms and a gentle smile. We walk down a flower-trimmed bathroom through a red gate and into her world, a place filled with the scent of home baking, stories of fairies and sea creatures, and the echoes of set dancing on wooden platforms beneath summer stars. As I wrote this piece and submitted it to Edwin, who kindly lays out our booklet pages, I sat down with a cup of herbal tea at home and felt absolutely full of joy, of gratitude, and of that familiar warmth that only a deep connection to Ireland can bring. Writing about Nell and bringing her to life for you was a gift. I truly felt as though I was stepping into her cottage myself with all of you right there beside me. This My Ireland box is a celebration of shared memory, quiet joys, and the deep comfort of Irish tradition. It's one more chapter in our journey together, and I'm already dreaming up the next. The next, of course, is that sheep box that is on the way, and then that one will give us a little spoiler, a little preview of the October box, most likely. Now, we also always get a lovely recipe with the box, and so this time around, it is... for a taste of the Irish Cottage. It is this Nan's Apple Compote and Sponge Delight. I love a good sponge. So this is lovely. It sounds like she wrote us kind of like a fictional piece almost, I think, for the Nell's Cottage story. And so this looks delicious, of course. We'd stew apples gently on the range all through August and September, Nell says, lowering her voice slightly as if letting you in on a family secret. There's comfort in that soft sweetness, a kind of quiet joy, really. This month, nestled beside Nell's hearth in our Irish cottage, we brought a taste of old Irish comfort to your own kitchen table. We shared a simple and nostalgic apple compote, softly stewed, sweet, and served warm. We paired it with a homemade sponge cake recipe and custard, just as it might be served in Nell's kitchen on a quiet evening, and indeed just as it is served in my own mother's house. You can find this recipe on the next page. It's not just about food, it's about memory, tradition, and the gentle joy of Irish home life. We hope that as you stir, spoon, and serve, you'll feel the same warmth I did writing this month's story and sharing these little treasures with you. So yes, there is an Irish sponge cake recipe as well. All right, so now I'm going to flip a couple pages back and we will get into the lovely items inside that will give us that coziness of an Irish cottage. It says, this month, as we stepped into the world of the Irish cottage in all its nostalgic charm, we chose makers whose creations would feel right at home behind a half door with the kettle singing and the swallows darting past the window. Here's a special note from us to you who received these handmade and Irish designed delights. So I'm actually going to pull everything out. I do see, I usually slide everything out so that I can kind of see it in order, but also in case there is a packet of crisps, which it looks like there is a nicely wrapped package of crisps, which are always welcome, especially in my home, but also I'm always worried about them because I do still take photographs of this box, and the crisps, they usually actually make it pretty safely, even if there's other heavy items bouncing around in there in that box. The bags get a little bit crinkled, but they're doing their job, right? Okay, let's see what we've got first. First, this is kind of a new thing. I don't think this has been in the box. We do get a lot of repeat businesses and makers in this box, which is great because you wind up finding your favorites, and so you're usually like ready for a refill of some sort by the time they come around again. But this I think is new. It's Mienna's Nougat, which is a delectable candy treat, which I only recently started liking. I think I just never grew up on it, so it's kind of like a, I think of it as very European. Let's see. This is from County Wicklow. Soft, pillowy, and sweet with a satisfying chew, Mienna's handmade nougat is like a little cloud of joy. And for us, it mirrors the soft white sheep grazing just outside the cottage door. We love how it captures the gentle essence of the Irish countryside in every bite. Crafted in small batches with the finest ingredients, it's a quiet luxury that feels perfectly at home in this month's box. Ah, lovely. And then we got a little Shamrock Gift Company sent a tea bag holder, a little tea cozy, which is adorable. A little bit touristy for me just because it does say, what does it say? Celtic Shamrock, Ireland. And then it also says Ireland, so it says Ireland twice on it. I'm picky. I'm not a huge fan of having place names on things, but it's functional and it's small, and you do need a nice little tea bag holder because it's not always a good time to get up to go to the kitchen or the rubbish bin. Is there anything more Irish than a shamrock and a blessing shared over a hot cuppa? This month's beautifully crafted shamrock and Irish blessing tea bag holder is a heartwarming nod to tradition, the kind of small but meaningful touch you'll find in a loved one's kitchen. Yes, this very much feels like cottagey, like the kind of thing that someone would pick up and then have and treasure, so that works. Okay, to go along with that tea bag holder, of course, we had to have our refill of Barry's tea. And the boxes that Catherine sends to us, she's not skimping. We get the full, like, you know, what you would buy at the grocer's, like 40 tea bags in here. So no Irish cottage is complete without berries. Whether you're a gold blend devotee or new to the berries tradition, there's no better tea for brewing while stories unfold at the hearth. It's a staple and a comfort. So we got our tea to go with our tea bag holder. And then here is the little paragraph about our crisps. So let me unwrap them carefully. So it does look like the bag itself didn't get too crunched, just on the corners, just on the corner bits. Let me see if I can fluff it. This is one of my favorite flavors, but speaking of very, you know, comfort food, but also, is there anything more Irish than a potato? So these are Keogh's Cheese and Onion Crisps out of County Dublin. We simply couldn't resist popping in a bag of Keogh's finest, a true treat in any modern Irish household. These crisps bring with them the smell of snack time, road trips, and laughter. Flavors of home tucked into a perfect Irish pantry staple. Yes, we love a packet of crisps. All right, then we've got another nice pairing from a company that has been featured in my Ireland box several times. It's a favorite, Big Red Kitchen. We usually get like delicious, delectable jams from her, from Nicola. So this time it is an Irish blackberry jam, and I just love these little jars with the little cloth top on them, and they are out of County Meath. So Nicola Smythe of Big Red Kitchen is a true flavor magician. This season, as the brambles along the Bothrons began to bow with juicy blackberries, we couldn't resist sharing her divine blackberry jam. Pair it with her handmade soda bread mix, baked fresh in your own kitchen, and you've got a taste of late summer magic, just as Nell would have served it at the cottage table. I'm gonna have to read this Nell story. So love this. Like I said, love a baking mix. Irish soda bread, pretty easy to accomplish on your own, but even easier when you have a mix like this. So let me see if I can note what it is that we need to add here. So we need to add some whole milk, and they did do it in cups for us, which I appreciate. Parchment lined loaf tin. Is there anything else that we need to add? I don't think so. Let me put on my spectacles here. It is a pretty small font, and these days I do need the glasses for a lot. So combine bread mix with 1 1/4 cups of whole milk and an egg. The egg is very important. Pour into a parchment-lined loaf tin, bake in preheated oven. She even gave us the Fahrenheit temperature for about 45 to 50 minutes. And then optionally top with pinhead oatmeal seeds for extra crunch. So I think we have gotten this mix before or something similar, because you do kind of remember this like brown paper package tied up with string. But I'm always excited for some warm bread and some new jam, and also like blackberries. They've been, even here in the States, we've been getting these enormous blackberries, and I love berry season. So but now it's also peach and like nectarine season, so I'm so happy. I'm always happy when I have fruit in the house. All right, so that's a lovely pairing as well. We got our like little tea bag holder and tea. We got our bread and our jam. We're definitely getting all of the delectable edible things this time around. And then speaking of the table and laying everything out, we have this beautiful linen table runner with this Celtic knot embroidery. So let me get this open, and it looks like they did include like a little info card about that. So it says, this is from Spence Bryson out of County Armagh. Inspired by tradition designed to warm your home, this month's Irish Cottage Journey brings you a truly special piece. Your linen cotton blend table runner, designed and woven by the heritage textile specialists at Spence Bryson in County Armagh. So it's got the 2 in the corner on one end, and then we open it up and it's got the 2 on the corner on the other end. I'm not really sure how long it is. It's not like super long, but it could look nice on your credenza, at the center of your dining table. I don't have like a big rectangular dining table these days, but in your entryway, on your dresser. Let's see. It says, let's go ahead and read the card because there's like a ton about it in here as well. The heart of the Irish cottage, your linen blend Trinity knot table runner. They were established, by the way, in 1891. Designed exclusively for My Ireland Box members. I always love an exclusive item. We're honored to share with you this beautifully crafted table runner, a special collaboration between us, Spence Bryson, and My Ireland Box, designed earlier this year with my good self, Jeremy Spence, of the historic Northern Irish company Spence Bryson. This exclusive piece is made from a traditional Irish linen blend, created to give the soft, elegant look of linen with the practicality needed in busy homes. So it is a bit stiff right now, but I kind of like that. And then I love this detail along the edging. The fine hem-stitch detailing, an intricate and time-honored technique, adds a refined touch that speaks of generations past when table linen was a staple in every Irish home. At each corner, the embroidered Celtic Trinity knot calls to mind themes of eternity, love, and unity, symbols that have run through Irish life for centuries, found in ancient stones and old Irish art. Enjoy it every day in your home. Best wishes from Northern Ireland, Jeremy. And now we have a little note from Catherine. Many of our members have asked for a table runner, and we're thrilled to include this one that is so thoughtfully made. Whether you place it along a kitchen table, fold it over a dresser, or use it to line a tea tray, it brings a quiet grace to any space. You'll notice there is no retail tag. This is because it was made just for you, our My Ireland Box community. Instead, we've tucked in this special card with a note from Jeremy himself, honoring the cottage spirit of thoughtful gifting and handcrafted charm. It will bring a touch of tradition and warmth to your home. Warmest wishes, Catherine and the My Ireland Box team. So since we have this moment, it says, with a history dating back to the late 1800s, Spence Bryson is one of Ireland's most trusted and long-standing names in linen craftsmanship. Your table runner, created in a soft, natural hues, elegantly finished with a delicate drawn threadwork, most strikingly features the embroidered dara knot, a sacred Celtic symbol. The dara knot comes from the Irish word dar, meaning oak tree. It's a powerful emblem of strength, resilience, and rootedness, a perfect companion to our August theme, where we find ourselves welcome into an old Irish cottage, grounded in stories, memory, and nature. This runner, both functional and meaningful, is made to be used and loved, whether you're laying out warm soda bread, gathering for a pot of tea, or adding a timeless Irish touch to your table. Love that! And then while you're at the table, after or while you're having your tea, she sent us a set of playing cards with, I think, some Irish images on it. So it says, by Noel and his team at Shamrock Gift Company. So again, a little bit like what you might purchase in your travels to Ireland as a little memento, a little keepsake, but it's always good to have a set of playing cards. I do think the art of like card playing, I know a lot of people like play poker, and that can be a very social gathering as well, but like I think there's a lot of other fun card games that can be played with a traditional deck and don't need like a special deck like Uno or whatever it is, are such a good thing to experience. Like I used to know how to play cribbage, and I do remember that, and I used to know how to play hearts as well, which was challenging, but I was taught by like some family friends that would babysit and take care of me when my parents were busy, and they taught me how to play, was it hearts? That's the one where you like gather runs, suits? Might have been something else. It was very much like hearts. And then I also learned how to play cribbage with the board, which I really liked that as well. So these are, okay, so it looks like it's the same image on all of the cards. They're very slippery, of course, but I wanted to show it to you. There's something deeply comforting about gathering around an Irish kitchen table. It's where stories are told, tea is poured, and in many homes, playing cards are dealt with a warm familiarity that spans generations. In our own home, card games are a regular feature, especially on rainy days or quiet evenings. We often play a game called Crazy Eights. Oh, I love Crazy Eights, which was taught to our children by a great friend of ours, Tom O'Malley, a proud Chicago man who made his way to Ireland and has become a dear family friend. Card games like 31 are also played. Oh, rummy. It's rummy that I learned how to play, not hearts. I learned how to play rummy, not gin rummy, but rummy. And that was really fun, where you keep score. Whew, man, but I like now I would like have the anxiety of having to relearn how to play it, but I got pretty good. Card games like 31 are also played across the country and have long been a part of Irish cottage life, whether with neighbors dropping by or among siblings huddled close by the hearth. Playing cards have always had a home here. That's why we were so thrilled to include this Images of Ireland playing card deck created by Niall and his wonderful team at the Shamrock Gift Company. Each of the 52 cards is adorned with a full-color photograph of Ireland Ireland. Beautiful scenery from across the country. These are not just playing cards, they're miniature windows into the soul of Ireland. Whether you choose to play, gift, or simply admire them, I often play the game of patience, a solo game, when I need a quiet moment to myself. Look it up and see if it brings you peace too. May they bring you a little closer to the kitchen tables of Ireland, where the fun flows and memories are made. I realize I'm not really showing you guys the images, but let's just cut the deck a couple of times and see what we get. See, that's a lovely little castle. So obviously the back side of them, they all have to be the same, or you're not going to be able to play some very good cards if everybody knows exactly what you've got. So those are really pretty. I'm trying to get those to focus for you. So that is actually a really cool deck. And of course the suit and the number are up there in the corner. Cool. I'm just afraid that I'm going to be playing 52 card pickup here in a second as they all spray out of my hands. I really do like some of those. Those are really pretty. So those are fun. Now I just want to go through the whole deck and look at all the pictures. Well, I guess we know what I'll be doing very soon, but this is one of those fun boxes for me to photograph. It does take a little bit longer because I do like to try to do the recipes, but then I get to enjoy my tea and I get to enjoy some nice warm soda bread and jam just as soon as the photos are done. So thank you so much to Catherine and the team. I'm very much looking forward to the sheep box. You guys know it's one of my favorites. I think my sheep, a lot of them are like tucked away right now because I think I have like a flock of 5 already from being a reviewer for so long. But I thought this one was really fun. It does feel like cozy and homey, and my Ireland box is a great box to try out in the fall months as we approach them. So I'll see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing. Hey, you guys, let's have a secret password. Look at one of my other videos for all the rules, or just click on the link for the entry form. But today's secret password is bread. Just as a reminder, not associated with YouTube or any of the boxes that I open here on the channel. Just my way of saying thank you for watching my videos. So click that link, read the instructions, and secret password for today is bread.